your go-to channel for practice the English language having fun. Let's see what we have today.
Mystery at the Science Museum. Hey there, junior detectives. Welcome to the exciting adventure of Mystery at the Science Museum. Get ready to put on your detective hats and solve the case of the missing hot air balloon. Where had it gone? It's time to solve this mystery. Before we begin, let's review some vocabulary words that can be very useful for understanding the mystery and who is behind it. So let's first listen to their meanings. Then, we will listen to each word twice. So repeat after me, and you will also improve your pronunciation. Here we go. Hot air balloon. A big balloon filled with hot air, used for flying high in the sky with people or for cool science stuff. Hot air balloon. Hot air balloon. Ballast bag. A bag filled with sand, often used to make things stay in place or not fall over, like big balloons. Ballast bag. Ballast bag. Magnifying glass. A special glass that makes things look bigger when you look at them up close. Great for seeing tiny stuff. Magnifying glass. Magnifying glass. Rope. A strong string that's thick and can hold things together, pull stuff, or help things stand up. Rope. Rope. Handkerchief. A small cloth you carry to clean your face, blow your nose, or dry your hands. Handkerchief. Handkerchief. Notebook. A special book with empty pages where you can write, draw, or put down important things you want to remember. Notebook. Notebook. Pocket watch. A little clock you keep in your pocket, usually with a cover that opens and closes. Pocket watch. Pocket watch. Wrench. A tool with a handle that helps you twist and turn things like nuts, bolts, or pipes when you're fixing stuff. Wrench. Wrench. Flashlight. A small light that you can carry around and use when it's dark, usually with batteries inside. Flashlight. Flashlight. Globe. A round model of the Earth, or a planet with all the countries, oceans, and cool stuff on it. Great for learning about the world. Globe. Globe. Scene of the crime. We're about to explore the crime scene. We'll look for clues and solve the mystery of who did it and why. Keep your eyes open and get ready to be a detective with us. Imagine this: a large and spacious place with green grass and tall trees swaying in the wind. In the center, there is an open space where the big hot air balloon should be, but instead, there is a loose rope that used to hold it. Around the area, there are some footprints on the ground, indicating that someone was walking around and released the hot air balloon free. Who could have done such a thing? Meet the suspects. Professor Albert. He's an older man with glasses and a very long white beard. Always wearing a tweed coat and a top hat, he loves telling stories about old transportation. His office is full of old books and world maps. Lucia, the volunteer. She is a young girl with long curly hair who always wears a shiny headband. She has a contagious laugh and loves to run around. Her volunteer uniform is covered in stickers, and she always carries a notebook where she writes down everything interesting she sees in the museum. Max, the mechanic. A big, strong man with an oily overall and a baseball cap. He wears a red handkerchief tied around his neck. He always carries a wrench with him, which he uses to adjust nuts and bolts. He loves telling jokes and is always working on something in the museum's workshop. Mrs. Smith, the collector. She is an elegant woman with long dresses and shiny jewelry. She always carries a small magnifying glass to examine things up close. She is carrying a ballast bag in her hand. She has a soft, melodic voice and loves to talk about her collection of ancient objects. Jake, the security guard. He is a tall, strong man with a dark blue uniform and a black cap. He has a serious expression on his face and always seems to be watching everything carefully. He has a whistle hanging around his neck and a stick that he uses to tap on the ground while patrolling the museum.
Hey, do you like mystery stories? Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next adventure.
Now, let's listen to each suspect's alibi. Professor Albert. He claims to have spent the night in his office reviewing old documents about transportation. But before that, he had a strong argument with the collector for financial reasons. Lucia, the volunteer. She says that she was watching the hot air balloon all night, but admits that she got distracted for a moment to have a cup of coffee in the museum's cafeteria. She presents a receipt from the cafeteria as proof of her alibi. Max, the mechanic. He claims to have been working in the museum's workshop all night. His hands are covered in grease, and he showed tools and spare parts as evidence of his work. Mrs. Smith, the collector. She says she talked to Professor Albert about getting a new piece of art for his personal collection, but apparently they couldn't come to an agreement, so she went home. Jake, the security guard. He claims to have been patrolling the museum all night. He shows records of his rounds through the museum as evidence of his alibi. As you look at all the clues and think about what happened, you'll start to see the bigger picture. Whose story doesn't match the evidence? Whose actions seem a bit suspicious? It's up to you to put the pieces together and figure out who's behind this science museum mystery. Are you ready for this exciting challenge? The fate of the hot air balloon and the museum is in your hands. Good luck, detectives. Well done. The culprit is Mrs. Smith. After arguing with Professor Albert and realizing that she couldn't get her way and get a new piece of art for her collection, she decided to release ballast from the hot air balloon so that it would fly away and thus annoy the professor and the museum. Let's put her in prison.